itself. It's official. Owners have approved a move for 17 regular season games next season. In addition, there will only be 3 preseason games. And boy, has there been so much back and forth about this one. Now, expanding to 17 games is brilliant. I understand I'm biased because I'm an analyst. The game of football has done a ton for me. The game of football literally owns one day of the week. But by expanding to another regular season games, the fans are incredibly excited, but it's the players who have to play that additional game. That additional game obviously can be taxing on the body. That additional game as an additional week of the grind, of the practices, of the pads, of so many things that add to what make the game of football both a blessing, but also stress simultaneously. It's what makes the game of football so great. My brother Sam is back with us, and Sam is a vice president on the executive committee in the NFL. So Sam, you were literally in the conversations, in the negotiating room, the room where it happens, if I may steal a quote from Hamilton. You were in the room where it happens during all of this. So tell me about the conversations that led to the expansion to 17 games.
Well, I think everybody knew, at least it got to a point where everyone knew the NFL wanted an extra game. Why does the NFL want an extra game? That's more revenue. Now we've seen these TV deals come to light. When you get extra revenue, it's like supply and demand. We got more supply, now demand can even increase. And so the NFL wanted an extra game. The question was, what will players, or better yet, what are players willing to give up for it? Obviously, the players got an extra percentage, right? Really a percentage and a half. Some people think it was enough. Some people think it wasn't. But that's what was given up. And I think right around towards the middle to the end of the conversations, the players realized that's what the NFL wants.
Now, Sam, let's talk about this. Why can't the players be frustrated about this 17th game? Because it is, in fact, what they wanted. If you were to tell the players, which you have, because you stood on the meeting rooms and you said, hey, players, we're winning. Why are the players winning? If you were to only look at that side of the coin, how are the players winning by the 17th game?
Well, not all players are winning by the 17th game, number one. And also, number two, not all players wanted a 17th game. I remember when we were going through these negotiations, I got a call from Khalil Mack. We talked about him earlier in the show. He's saying, Sam, why are we even talking about a 17th game? You talk to guys like A-Rod and some of these, Russell Wilson. These are guys who we had conversations with saying, I do not want to play an extra game. But you got to understand, the NFL consists of more than just A-Rods and Russell Wilsons and Khalil Macks. It consists of other players who are saying, man, I want to get paid a little more. And if I got to play an extra game, I might just be willing to sacrifice my body a little bit more for that more money. So the real question we should be asking is, was it enough? Did the players get enough? Did the players get enough benefits? Number one. Did the players get enough percentage? Number two. Did the players get enough to qualify and quantify the need or the necessity or even the idea of playing a 17th game? If you'll remember, when the players voted for this new collective bargaining agreement, it was only a difference of about 45 or 50 votes that went in the favor and that said, yes, we want an extra game. And so there's a plethora, a cornucopia, a large amount of players that said, I do not want an extra game, but a few more said they do than don't.
Sam, you're not allowed to use 2 big words back to back. I was with you on plethora, but as soon as you used another big word, you lost me. You're far more educated than I am. Well, let's bring in someone else who is phenomenally educated, not only in life, but also at the game of football, a former teammate of mine. I'm joined now by 3-time Pro Bowl safety, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Malcolm Jenkins. Now, Jink, I'm about to pivot real quick because I saw your current teammate, Alvin Kamara. He was going back and forth because a fan was like, hey, you're playing a game. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game. And Kamara was like, yes, but it's still a profession. So let's have this dialogue, bro. What exactly do NFL players owe the fans? Because you've played at a high level for some phenomenal fans in New Orleans and in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm somebody who understands that the fans are, a huge part of what we do, right? And it's a huge part of the experience. Even this year, we had to play without as many fans in our stadiums, and players had to really get adjusted to that. But when we're talking about the business of football, right? We're talking about contracts, we're talking about extra games and all those things that were negotiated between the players and the team owners last year. That has nothing to do with the fans. And like as an athlete, I want to say we don't really owe the fans anything when it comes to that last game. What we have to understand is that players put their bodies kind of on the line over and over and over again. And what we just came out of, I think players should really be proud of. We were one of the few, if not the only sport to be able to execute an entire season without canceling any games, without postponing anything, and went from start to finish and put a quality brand of football on the field that fans enjoy and that players also enjoy in the middle of a pandemic. So I think when it comes to our debt to the fans, I think we fulfilled that over this last year. And, what you see is the frustration to what Sam alluded to earlier, that there was players who've been split on this issue of do I want to play more and get that extra check, or do I want to save my body and think about the longevity and quality of life, that I want after the game. Those things are two huge issues, and some people are motivated by different things.
Now, Jink, I'm going to caution myself because I'm incredibly confident for playing but you, sir, might be the only people I know with myself. But I have to say this because it's honest. You are the savviest veteran in my life. You're one of the most well-taken care of educators in the National Football League. You played 12 years. You've won 2 Super Bowls. You've been a leader on both teams, both organizations. Take the fans into your mind and reality of playing that 17th game. Because many people at home wonder, Instagram, watching this show, what's the